What's up, everyone? All right, today is Sunday. Yeah, the the daytime saving. We got our daytime saving back. Yep. And usually, people tell their stories, right? Well, I got a story to tell y'all. So we're gonna call this Storytime Sundays. So here's my story. I'm gonna tell y'all. So long time ago, back in my high school years, I was either between uh, junior or my senior year, one of those. And on Sundays, there was this church we used to go to along with my sister and my dad. But the thing is, my dad he comes sometimes on Sundays because of his work. So, um, and my sister she'll come sometimes, but not a lot. So I'm the only guy that goes to church on Sundays, or every now and then I'll do. But this is back then. But anyways, um, so at church, right? When we arrive there, there's a cafeteria, and everybody go eat their breakfast, and then when they get done, they go to church right across the street on the north side. And you know, how do you say this? Everything was going well. It's just a normal thing day by day until one Sunday. Um, I was looking around, right, and man, right through uh that door uh where they come out at the cafeteria people, man, I fell in love with this young, beautiful woman I ever seen. And yeah, I fell in love. So when I go on church on Sundays, it's usually now, for her because I wanted to talk to her and so. But here's the thing, she's hard to get through because usually when people get done, eating through the cafeteria, all the guys that work in there, they start cleaning up, uh, start cleaning up and be done for the day. And there was this old lady in there. She keeps like, drifting me away or drifting me out. Like she expect me to go to church along with those other guys. So it was hard for me to get through her. One time I came up to her and I was like, you know, I introduced my name and she introduced her name. And the lady still doing that. And one Sunday, man, I couldn't resist. So I went ahead and, you know, jumped over there, jumped to her. Uh, before that old hag, escort me again, I finally went up to that lady, to this woman, and I said, and I asked her, do you have any social medias like Facebook, Instagram, anything like that? And she's like, no. And man, she was blushing, y'all. She was kind of shy too. And I'll admit it, I was shy as well. So after she told me no, the old lady, came around, escorting me out again. That she's all saying, she's already taken. And I was like, I ain't flirted, which I was. Um, so I looked her up, and suddenly she was telling me the truth. She probably didn't have no social media. So I was like, damn. So one Sunday, I came into church, but this time that woman wasn't around. So I was like, oh man. So I went ahead and just go ahead and eat my breakfast and go to the church. And man, there was this guy. He's wandering around the cafeteria like he's looking for someone. And he came up to this lady by the coffee stand, and she pointed out me. And he came up to me. He's like, how you doing? And I don't know who the guy was. I thought he was just some uh, dude who does a meet and greet. Like nice to meet you. Have a blessing day. Things like that. So he was sitting right across from me. He was standing quiet for like uh, he was standing there for like 5 minutes, and man, he finally hit me with it about I heard you were talking to my daughter, and I was like, oh crap. So he was talking to me saying, next time when you get done eating here, you need to go straight to that church right after this. Then he's all telling me, because if I ever catch you again, we're gonna have some serious circumstances. Yada yada yada. I was like, I brushed it off like, yeah, whatever. And I kind of give that, you know, screw you look, if you know what I mean. So I went and turned my trade in, go to the church like he told me to, and when I got there, the security that's used to come around the church, man, he came up. He was right in front of me too. He was looking around. He looked at me and he's like, "I need to have a talk with you." I was like, "Are you serious?" Oh my gosh, y'all. So, anyways, I went outside. He had a talk with me, and I was telling him, I was like, "Dude, I'm not even flirting." And he's like, "Yeah, I know, yada yada yada, but she's too young for you. She's too young for you." Then that caught me off guard. I was like, "What? How is she? How is she too young for me? She looks older than me, or maybe she might be a college girl, which I don't know if she is or not that time." So I was like, "What? No way." So after that trouble, I told my dad about this, and I told all the family what happened at church. And yeah, there was a misunderstanding at that point. So my dad came to church with me one time on Sunday, and after I told him all about that, he wants to talk to that security himself. So, anyways, we went to the cafeteria, and the girl and the guy wasn't there that time, but the security was there. And my dad went outside to have a talk with the security, and ask, tell what happened, what's going on. And that time, I didn't tell my dad, about that girl. Uh, he was wondering why I stay in the cafeteria so long right after everybody gets done eating. And you know how we are as teenagers. We're too embarrassing, to tell our own parents that we have a crush on someone. you know, that's how it is. So I told him about that, and so my dad had talked with security, right? So after he got done, he came to me, and yeah, there was a big mistake. The guy thought I was talking to this younger daughter instead of the older one. I was like, "What, dude? Why would I do that, especially at church? That's messed up." So after my dad had a talk with him and all that, and man, I came to church, right? And the guy and his older daughter was right there, and the security had a talk with him. Like there was a misunderstanding, and they thought I was harassing with the young fifth grader girls. Like, dude, why would I do that, man? That's another thing too, y'all. I don't do that. I'm not like those sickos out there. I'm not a child predator or molester, and I would never do things like that to my own children's whenever I have them. No way. That is not what I am. So, so the guy had to talk with, so the security had to talk with that guy, you know, this and that, and there. And here's the thing. Here's what happened. I heard rumor about that lady, that old lady that keeps kicking me out. She the one that told him, but she didn't tell him that I was talking to the older one and not the younger one. So he got confused of himself too. So um so they all had a talk, man, and everything was situated. Everything was. Uh, So yeah, everything was situated. And everything was back to normal. And man, after all that, there was a woman right there, but that was the last time I seen her because the next following Sundays, I never see her again. She's gone. So yeah. After all that trouble, man, and a misunderstood misstatement, people need to think twice next time. You know what I mean? Stop confused or stop accusing me of things I have never done. But here's another thing I'll tell you though. Um, I know in church, right? Y'all worship we worship the Lord and pray, hope, faith, and listen to the message from the pastors. I know that's like that. But those people in the cafeteria, I think they were her family, and also I think they were racist. I mean, I could be wrong about I could be wrong about that, but that's from my perspective. I think they were a little bit racist, and probably they got mistaken me. They think I was a Mexican instead of a Native American. So I don't know, y'all. And my advice for you, for all of you, is never flirt with anyone at church. But if you do have a crush with someone at church, do it do it the outside of church, not the inside while y'all's in the middle of worshiping and hearing the message of the day. So better safe than sorry. And be careful out there, y'all. Just watch what you're doing because certain places like that, they can be very, very vicious. And we're not like one of those people.